I want you to spend 24 hours a day. I give you 6 hours of sleep. You have like about 18 hours left. 6 to 12, 18 hours, right? These 18 hours, I give you 8 hours to work. 10 hours, I give you 2 hours to makan dinner. Then you have 8 hours. This 8 hours, you must give me. That's why I move in, correct? I think...
You really acted a full-blown Channel 8 drama on your own, eh?
Genio.
Right here.
I'll just go Army 3.
Yeah, please cast him. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of ZULA Answers. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Bolin.
And today's topic is pretty juicy. It's actually a topic that we've discussed before. So it's family drama part 2. Wow, got sound effect.
Part 2. Well, I think our family drama, I think maybe not a lot of people can relate. There's this one group of people that can relate a lot. Because there are people out there that has like, their family is all very smooth sailing on their relationship with their parents and their family. There are some that is really bad blood.
Yeah.
Right, they are extreme ends. For today, I see all the confession. Really is super juicy.
Very juicy.
It's juicy until I didn't even think that this will happen. But it did.
Okay, but after all, right, although we are talking about similar topics,
yes,
the confessions we get are always very, very different.
Right.
So I'm very excited. Shall we jump into confession number 1?
Let's go.
Okay. Confession number 1 is submitted via our own ZULA forms.
Right.
The nickname is KY, and the title of the confession is My Dad Is On Grindr. Just to set things straight, Grindr is a location-based social networking and online dating app for gay, bi, trans and queer people and men who have sex with men. This was something I found out during the circuit breaker in 2020 when most of us have to work from home. One day when I was going out of my room, I saw my dad in the living room scrolling through his phone. The screen showed blue and orange messages. It was Grindr. I was shocked and I wanted to doubt myself. So I downloaded the app, I'm female by the way, to see if my dad was really using the app. It was so easy to find him because of the location feature in the app.
I started to chat with him, and I believe my dad got suspicious because our distance apart was just a few meters. He walked past my room a few times to see what I was doing too. I asked him for his face pic, and it was 100% confirmed to be my dad. Our conversation started being weird in a way after I sent him a picture of my male friend with his permission. He sent me an unsolicited dick pic.
Oh no, you saw your dad's dick!
I mean, it's okay lah. That's where you came out of anyway.
No, you come out of your mom's womb. Oh my god! According to Bolin 2022, we come out of our dad's dick.
Hello.
I cannot.
The sperm one.
Sorry, I interrupt.
With no evidence except for his profile information, I told my mom and my younger brother. My mom did think that my dad was weird, as there are some open condom wrappers and lube. My bro and I wasn't sure what to do because, number 1, I'm not sure if my dad is gay or bi, and my mom is a homophobic. Number 2, my parents would definitely not want a divorce because of their face.
My mom did question my dad and he did not deny that he was on the app. But he argued that he was on the app because of work. That's definitely an excuse. My mom decided to let the matter rest. That was until earlier this year where I decided to log into the app to see if my dad was around. This time, my dad was smarter. He didn't send a face pic, but he wanted to video call. My male friend helped me with this thankfully and screen recorded. My dad sent me his face pic after believing that I'm not on the app. He sent me the same dick pic too. This time, I screen recorded the whole conversation and sent it to my mom.
This is juicy,
Oh my
man.
God,
This
help.
could have been a Netflix series.
Yeah, it's a drama eh. The same conversation happened again and my mom decided to ignore the whole thing. What should I do? I know I shouldn't get into this as it's adult business, but I don't want my dad to cheat on my mom if he didn't love her.
Wow.
That is a lot to take in. You know, as you're growing older, then you kind of find out that you are maybe not who you want to be. I think it's very normal. Or you have already felt that way since young, but you choose to suppress it. And then now you realize that, oh my god, this is the time for me to actually be myself. This might be your dad's way of self-exploration. Like, maybe he realized that I am not fully straight.
Of course, you have the freedom to explore, whatever
Yeah.
you want. Sure. But you must understand, this is still sex related, right? Sure, you can go and explore, but if you really think that, wow, no, I like guys now, I really like guys now, and I cannot change really. If that's the case, right, then you should discuss with your family, and then perhaps no choice and divorce, no choice, ma.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's not wrong to realize that, okay, I like guys now. But I think what's wrong here is that it is cheating. If I were the daughter, right, what I would personally do is that since I already have like all this evidence, I would talk to my dad, but one-on-one. Like not with the whole family. Because this is a very sensitive and private and personal issue to the dad.
Yeah.
And it might make or break him lah, like the conversation with the family. If the answer is indeed what you predicted, like maybe your dad likes guys now, then I would accept my dad for who he is and his decisions, but he has to come clean with my mom.
I think the daughter, which is the person, the KY lah, I think you're not wrong to expose your dad, because you really Sherlock Holmes this shit. Like you really went full on investigating, like, you know, the whole thing. I feel it might not be natural, because to expose your dad like this, not very nice. I mean, I feel that the proper way to tackle this, right, is not to expose your dad, but to come clean with your dad and ask him, hey, I saw that you're on Grindr. What
Yeah,
happened?
like don't show him the evidence, but more so like,
No, you don't go and create a fake account.
Yeah.
Go and message him. Can get a dick pic. Then, hey, I think it's your dick, right? You chibai. And let's say if I'm the dad, I know what I'm doing is wrong already. Wow, you still expose me like that. I will feel even more outcast. I will feel even more defensive.
it's like 3 versus 1.
Yeah, lor.
That feeling.
I think the proper way really should be, you saw, okay, the blue and orange text, right? Go and ask what's happening. He don't want to say, right? Never mind. After a few weeks, you saw that again. Then you're going to confront again. Slowly, then if he still say no, right? Then you say, can I check the phone? Because I think something is wrong. And if he say no, cannot check my phone. Then from then on, you start to escalate this higher and higher. But ultimately, it's really to check in with your mom. This takes a lot of time, right? Try to build try to have more time with your mom, talk more, and then understand how she feels about this situation, and then proceed from there. I think that's the most reliable solution. Yeah. The next confession is from NUSWhispers number 87,419. Alright? To be specific. Right?
If you want to know who you are lah.
Yeah. The title is Being Blamed by My Dad Because I'm the Oldest. Wow.
Damn.
Alright. My father is the most toxic person I've ever met. He blames everything on other people, but most of the time he blames me. He remarried 1 year after my mom passed away. I didn't support the marriage, as I felt it was much too quick. Whenever it suits him, or he wants to justify how good he is, he throws it in my face like, you think I want to marry her? Many younger women would want to marry me. I married her for you guys, which refers to the person and the sister lah.
He recently retired, and now he and my stepmom have started blaming me for him continuing to pay our helper, saying that he doesn't need a maid, but because of us, he's wasting his retirement funds. I am able to cook and clean on my own. My father relies on a maid to cut his toenails.
What the?
That's not right, eh. Meanwhile, my younger sister graduated and has, by choice, not been working for the past 2 years. She makes $200 to $300 every few months by selling paintings. I really resent my home environment and how all the blame and burdens fall to me just cause I'm the eldest or something. If I'm such a burden or was born just to be their scapegoat, then I'd rather not have been born at all. I'm personally a little bit worried for the father because he doesn't seem to appreciate life. He seems like quite a pessimistic person. That's from the get-go, that's what I get. And at the same time, it seems like your stepmom is an enabler, which I'm very worried about because she doesn't seem to be like a good influence to your dad.
For this case, right, the father is basically, he set his mind to do whatever the fuck he want. He want to remarry. He want to get a maid to cut toenail, whatever, you know. But this kind of person, in order to cut short the confrontation or to not have confrontation at all, right, he will just say, oh, it's for you lah. I buy this is for you. Actually, it's for himself. Right? Some people do this on purpose. Some people really don't know that. I would think that the father is actually a very, very self-centered person that don't care about the daughter. So when just now you mentioned about, the dad has to be, has to care more about, think more about the daughter, right? Coming from her point of view, right? I think this father would never do that.
I feel like the toxicity stems from his narcissism. Like the fact that he cares for himself more than others. And it's possible, like not all parents, right, will really be willing to love and give the child everything that they want. It doesn't always go this way in life. Although textbook-wise we are taught that, but it's not always that way. Because there are always different kinds of people who turn out to be parents.
Let's just imagine that your dad will always be like this.
Yeah.
Right? My personal advice is that don't give a fuck. My number one slogan in life is 做好自己. You take care of yourself first, right? If you know whatever decision you make in life is true, is good, is right, is justified, then you already done deal already. You're not guilty of anything, right? Because in this case, based on your confession, you are not responsible for what the maid, you are not responsible for whatever that your dad, blames you on, right? Like anyone else, no matter it is your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, whatever, your father, mother, if it's toxic people, you cut them out. That's how I feel. And it will only be better for the both of you. Because when you are no longer there, he has no one else to blame. Then he was, maybe the realization...
Maybe you'll hit him.
Yes.
Understand. Yeah.
So you must understand that sometimes, although we keep saying communication is key, right? There are certain scenario where communication might not do it. You have to go the extreme way, which is to leave.
And
right?
like a lot of people will say, no matter how toxic they are still your family members. But I disagree.
Yeah, I totally
as long
agree.
as they are toxic, right, and they just don't do you any good, right, you have the right to cut them off.
Yes.
Yeah. The next confession is from NUSWhispers, and
Number 97,252.
correct. So if it's you, congratulations. The title of this confession is Girlfriend is Affecting My Relationship with My Family. Oh no. Ever since my girlfriend moved in, my relationship with my mum and siblings became sour because she doesn't allow me to talk a lot to my mum and siblings. I haven't had a proper dinner with them or had a proper convo with my mum for approximately 6 months. I tried talking to her about it, saying it's not what I want and I was not taught to be like this. I personally felt it's very unfilial for me to be like this. However, she will throw tantrums and such, then I will give in. Do you think I'm unfilial? What should I do?
Wow. Okay,
It's so short, right? But it's a mouthful.
honestly speaking, this is a no non-starter kind of situation.
No brainer.
No, as in like when your girlfriend tell you to not talk to your mom and sis for no goddamn reason.
That's
right?
a red flag though, right?
It straight away no need to say already. Bye.
Yeah, it's a red flag. Okay, if your family is toxic and there's a valid reason for your girlfriend to say that, right, then okay, like maybe giving advice. But in this case, right, there's no valid reason. She's just being unreasonable. Then to me, it's a big red flag. Cause okay, like personally, if I were to be in a relationship, right, my partner's perception of my friends and family very important to me. Like they have to accept them and vice versa for me to be okay to proceed.
But in this case, I believe that behind the scenes, actually your girlfriend might have certain motives or maybe certain info that you don't have. Maybe, right? I feel right. Giving in is okay for a while.
Yeah.
Right? But if it keeps happening, right? A serious intervention is needed.
Yeah, you cannot give in for a whole lifetime.
Yeah. So sometimes, right, because okay, now I know of a few examples where because the girlfriend knows the guy for very long, the girlfriend knows all his weak spots. You get what I mean?
Shit.
Like so it's very hard for the guy to not give in. I get it sometimes, right? So now this is the point where you need to adopt external help.
Yeah, because the girlfriend is low-key acting, not even low-key. The girlfriend is high-key acting possessive and at the same time a little bit manipulative. Because you know when you know someone else's weakness and you use it to your advantage, that's being manipulative.
It is lah.
And it's something that sometimes you cannot see or the partner is just really, they need external help, like what you say.
Because you have a very good relationship with your mom and siblings, there is no like toxicity or anything anywhere in the family, right? So actually, you are entirely justified.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not doing anything wrong, right? I think she's just being your textbook possessive. I want you to spend 24 hours a day. I give you 6 hours of sleep. You have like about 18 hours left. 6 to 12, 18 hours, right? These 18 hours, I give you 8 hours to work. 10 hours, I give you 2 hours to makan dinner. Then you have 8 hours. This 8 hours, you must give me. That's why I move in, correct? Now you go and talk to your sibling and mother for 4 hours. Then now you only left 4 hours. Then you go toilet 1 hour. I think...
Dude, you really acted a full-blown Channel 8 drama on your own,
Genio.
Right here.
I'll just go Army 3.
Yeah, please cast him.
To end it off, right, you must not sure whether the girl is watching, but you must understand one thing is that love is not just about taking. It's also about giving, right? It can be space, it can be time, it can be attention, anything, right? So it goes both ways, right? Yeah. All right. The last confession, it is from our ZULA confession form.
Yay.
And it's from a person called Lynette. The title is Dad Disapproves of Me Going to My Boyfriend's House. And also bracket. Just want to say, I love you guys and I hope to bump into y'all one day.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you.
Wait, one, because of you, I get to do this, so wow, thanks.
Moving on.
Usually it's like that. Alright. For context, I have been with my boyfriend for 2+ years now, and I've gone over to his place quite a few times. Much to the What the?
Wait, it's chagrin, no?
Chagrin, huh? Much to the chagrin of my dad, okay? I have good relations with his family, and he gets along well enough with mine. But my dad disapproves of me going over to his house.
Okay.
There was once last year he asked if I was going over to welcome his parents back from a trip. But I wasn't able to go. Although he knows of the situation with my dad, my decision to not go nonetheless made him very upset. Even after I explained, I feel like he thinks that somehow his parents do not matter as much to me, which is very untrue actually. Although my dad is adamant that I'm not allowed to go to my boyfriend's place, my mom is more easygoing. Once my boyfriend was sick, so I went to visit him with my mom's consent. We hid it from my dad, but I had to tell him in the end as he noticed I was not at home. He kicked up a huge fuss and forbade me from ever stepping foot inside my boyfriend's place until we've been together for 5 years. Wow. You know some people, they 3 years married already, huh, uncle? Right. I feel like it's quite unfair. My parents welcome my boyfriend over to our house, yet I'm not allowed to visit him. I hate betraying his trust by going behind his back. But I want the freedom to visit my boyfriend whenever I feel like it. What should I do?
Here's the thing about dads and daughters.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I feel in general dads get very, very overprotective of their daughters because they see you since young. So no matter how old you grow, you'll always be seen as their little princess
Yeah, true.
who needs protection.
Yeah.
Correct? So I really do think that your dad loves you a lot. And he just wants to make sure that this guy is really, really a stable guy, which explains the 5-year thing. Like to him, maybe 5 years is just enough to show whether right is your one true love and the guy deserves you.
I get it.
Right.
I get it.
But why you like so angry?
You know why?
Yeah.
Because the dad's selfish.
Oh.
5 years, who say one? He say one.
Oh.
Cannot go, who say one?
He say one.
You know, I get it. You it's your daughter, your princess. You spend all your time and effort and money, whatever, you know. All these years, you know, bringing her up to this day. I get it, right? But you must understand, he or she will have his or her own mindset, her own life to live on. When you perish from this earth, the person will still continue to walk this life, right? So there will be one day that you have to let go. There will be one day that you have to understand that some people learn from mistakes. And mistakes is what makes us human.
Oh.
You get what I mean? So
Yeah.
it is the mistakes that breeds all the excellence in the world. Without mistakes, right, there can never be innovation.
Yes.
That's how I feel, right?
Sama.
That's about
Sama? Okay. Like coming back to the point of that being overprotective, right? I have talked to a lot of my guy friends. Like they've mentioned that, you know, if they were to get married, they would rather not have a daughter. They would rather have a son because they know how trashy and how nasty guys can be because they are guys themselves.
I agree, because I am also one of them,
Yeah.
right?
I think what the dad is trying to do here is to prevent and protect his daughter from any harm as much as possible. But that might not benefit her. because she might grow up thinking that this world is all butterflies
Yeah, lor.
and rainbows because nothing bad is ever going to happen to me because I always have my father.
Correct.
But that's not the truth, right? There's always going to be a day where she needs to be independent.
Correct.
So I feel like uncle, you need to trust. You need to trust that you have brought up your daughter well and that she has like gathered all the good things from you, and you have to trust that she is now grown up and she can make her own decisions.
I get it why his dad is so, like angry or over all these things lah. Because right, very simple. I think why can come over to our place cannot go because he's scared that y'all go and papek lah. For sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I feel that uncle, you have to understand. You think they want, they cannot get it. So I think right now, as a dad, it's okay to be protective, but you must be objective and be logical and not set unrealistic boundaries or rules or restrictions. I'm a strong believer that you are responsible for your own life, right? And no one else. I get it that parents, they are your parents, at the end of the day, but you are solely responsible for your own life.
Correct.
And I don't think it's right for people to control you too much or to control you in their own selfish way, be it it's your girlfriend, boyfriend, or your parents. So try to I know it's been 2+ years now, try to create opportunities for your dad and your boyfriend to hang out more often.
I think at the same time, one way to build trust, right, is to introduce your parents to his parents also. So that, they make friends lah. It
Right.
helps to build trust also when you know
Yeah.
the other party. Because when your parents know their parents, right, they can sort of see what each other's families are like and eventually what their children are like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one thing that the father did wrong was to not let her daughter go see the boyfriend's parents when they came back from a trip, right? That is one, lose really. Now the boyfriend's parent a bit don't trust your daughter now.
Yeah.
So it works both ways, ma. You must trust their son, and their parents his parents has to trust your daughter. Yeah. So try to create more such opportunities, and I think this problem will just poof very soon.
Yeah.
It will just go away very soon.
Yeah, and with that said, we have finished reacting to all the confessions
Wow!
today. Amazing! Yay! Well, why are we clapping?
Because ultimately, all these confessions are actually very, very real, very common problems that actually many of us face. Even I think I'm pretty sure some of the viewers out there also, you can understand, some of them lah.
And I think for me, the biggest takeaway is that I feel don't feel ashamed if like you're not close to your family, like compared to everyone else around you, because there are many different like family dynamics out there. I know, like, whenever we are out with friends, and what's your ideal type? And then a lot of people answer, I would like a girl or a guy who's close to their family. But then, right, there are people who are also okay with their partners not being close to their family.
Yeah.
So don't be ashamed. That's how everyone is. Everyone is different. Yeah. And thank you so much for watching this episode of ZULA Answers. You can send in your confessions in the ZULA forms that will be linked in the description box below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you in the
Next episode.
bye. Whoa. Bye.